I swear you're just gonna roll your eyes and not even believe me, but truly I have been struggling to put together outfits recently to the point where I don't even want to leave the house, and when I do, I cycle through like 2 options that I know are safe. I feel like a lot of people's initial reaction when they're going through a bit of a style rut like this is it's time for some retail therapy. But for me personally, I know I have so many amazing clothes stuffed in my wardrobe, some of which are right at the bottom and have been for many years. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to finally film a styling clothes that I never ever wear video. I love watching these, especially Alexa's, and she posted one recently and I was like, yes, it's a sign. I need to film this now. So as someone who has a bit of a hard time letting go, we have quite the mixed bag here, ranging from all the way back in like 2015, 2016 era. Some are gonna be harder to style than others, but let's get into it. Please tell me some of you also fell victim to like the mid 2010s playsuit epidemic. It ran wild.
Stop. This was Coachella 2016.
And this was actually one I didn't have too much of a problem saying goodbye to, because really I never should have partook in it in the first place. Most of them never fit me properly because of my proportions. I have kind of a long torso in comparison to my leg length, so you just know it was always giving me a wedgie. This is the Sole Survivor. I honestly don't think I've worn it since that photo was taken in 2016, but the pattern of this fabric is just so sweet. I always wanted to make it work. This is the playsuit on. Definitely gonna have to layer something underneath it because my bra is just hanging out because I've had to make the straps as long as possible so it's not so tight. But yeah, I'm just gonna treat it like a dress, layer a lot of like cutesy creams, and I think it's gonna be very much up my alley. This is just so sweet. Like, I don't know what other word to use to describe it. I do wish it was a dress because just playsuits in general, I'm still not sold on the concept, but I can definitely see why I've hung on to this one for so long. Oh yeah, and I changed the lace-up detailing to this cream ribbon. It just felt a little bit more polished. I don't know. But overall, I think this one might be our biggest win of the video. It's just so perfect for spring, which is at least encouraging for me because lately I've just been so jealous of everyone breaking out the autumn fits. Like, I want it to be Gilmore Girls season here too. I feel like you can't do one of these videos without featuring something from 2020, just such a wild time for fashion, and not in a good way. Obviously, it was a time when we were all stuck at home trying to find a sense of community online. TikTok blew up and anything that became popular on the app was overexposed like never before. Trends would rise to this insane high, but then they would fall so quickly because of how oversaturated it was. And yes, I too fell victim to it. I try not to be too harsh on myself because even the queen Jenny Kim fell victim to this, but it's like the swirly sort of pattern. Every time I see this, instantly I'm gonna think of that year. I really don't know what to do with this. I feel like patterns are the hardest thing to try and restyle once the trend has kind of died. Just because with other things, at least you can play around with the shape and silhouette, add different layers. But when it's a print, it's like, you can't change how that looks. It's always gonna be there, just reminding you of past times. I really don't hate this, and I think it's thanks to the color palette because it kind of tones everything down. It's not too in your face, and I love styling blue, so I think we can make it work. I'm thinking maybe a dress over jeans situation. It's not quite the silhouette that I prefer, so I think I am gonna do a bit of a half tuck. Yeah, I'm actually happy to go with that for our base. I'd love to go with a black outerwear piece just because it makes my life easier when it comes to picking out shoes, but I don't know, I feel like white probably pops better with this sort of shade of blue. Obviously going for that super oversized look. I love this. I get it on my Pinterest feed all of the time. And often I feel like the key is just throwing on a baseball hat with all of the outfits. I think it works, and also I feel like we're not just covering up the dress. I actually think it is working to its best potential in this sort of situation because this is exactly the print that you want just to break up some more basic sort of pieces. The other option I was thinking was this little cropped white button-up. I don't know, there's just something about it that I think complements this sort of pattern with the beanie scarf combo as well. My only thing is it might be too much blue, like maybe we should switch the jeans for a different wash. Yeah, I think it looks better with this kind of like washed gray jean. I do wish they were just as baggy as the previous pair, but you know, you gotta pick your battles. Also think it would look really cute if I had some sort of silver shoe, whether it was a Mary Jane, a sneaker, a boot, whatever. But even so, I think overall I still prefer this outfit. It just feels a little bit more me, but what do you reckon? Okay, but not everything in the back of my wardrobe is just old trends. Some things I just don't personally gravitate towards. Remember when it was kind of popular on YouTube to do like wardrobe essentials every girl needs, and everyone would say literally the same like 10 to 12 pieces. Blue jeans, white button up, black blazer, a trench coat. I'm sorry, but no, that has absolutely nothing to do with me or my personal style, but you know, I was young. I bought into it. So for some reason I have 2 trench coats. I'm not denying that it is an absolute classic. It never goes out of style. I'm sure it's a wardrobe essential for many people, but for me personally, in my head, I've always associated it with more of like a mature, minimalistic sort of style, which isn't exactly me, is it? However, I've been seeing more and more people wear them recently on my For You page, and it has sparked an epiphany moment for me. Like, Katie, are you actually an idiot? It's literally just a beige coat. You could wear it with anything. You don't have to style it in a minimalistic way. For some reason, the trench coat always reminds me of England. I don't know, but I figured let's just run with it and go with something that I would wear if I was going to London Fashion Week. So of course we had to break out the plaid. I got this kilt and I wanted to do a pattern clashing moment, so I've got the little cherries on top. And because one plaid is apparently never enough for me, I'm also going to add on this hood. Adding the bag kind of holds the coat in place so you can actually see the layer underneath, and then I think I need the headphones to hold the hood in place as well. I thought this was going to be the easiest one of the bunch, but now I'm kind of undecided because I really like the look, but I feel like I'd like it even better if I just chose a different coat, you know? What do you think? Super mini crop tops. I feel like most of these are probably from like circa 2018. And I know a lot of people are talking about the death of the crop top in general as low rise comes back in style. Personally, I'm not a huge low rise person. Like, I'm not wearing that all of the time, so I don't think that's what's been affecting me. But these I haven't worn in ages. Like, I just don't even see the purpose of some of them. This one literally still has the tag on because I feel like they often sold them as like a set, and if I really wanted the skirt or trousers it came with, I was just like, whatever, I'll have this little sheer bandeau situation. Like, what is this? Definitely need to do a tops clean out in general. I don't even know how many of these still fit me. And just to reiterate, I'm not getting rid of all my crop tops or anything. Like, I still love me a baby tee and stuff like that. I'm talking about specifically these ones that literally finish just under the boob. Like, I just have never felt comfortable in them, but we'll see if any of them still fit and it'll be a good challenge for me. For the mini crop tops, I was originally thinking of doing a button down shirt underneath, but does that feel like a cop out? Is that almost too easy? My God, I forgot just how cropped these are, but I think we'll see it through now that I have it on, and maybe we'll switch it up at the end. We can either go over the top cutesy with like the tutu, or I was thinking, I don't know if edgy is the right word, but just a different direction. The pink one definitely looks better once we switch the skirt, and I really wanted to wear a tie with this look. I feel like plain black is the safe option, but I actually think it could be fun to go with a clashing plaid. Wait, I actually need to do that more often because I love it. I don't know if it picks up on camera, but I think it's because it kind of pulls the purple tones out of the metallic as well. Obsessed, I love it, and it almost feels like a no-brainer. Like, of course you can restyle your crop tops like this, but I don't know why I just hadn't been in that mindset for layering recently. I just keep throwing on like the same baggy t-shirts. So I think if nothing else, this was at least a good reminder. It felt wrong to move on without even attempting to style the 2 rejected items. So here we are, feeling like, honestly, a little fairy princess. Like, I love this. Truly thought I would never ever wear this top. It's the one that still had the tags on it, but I think we've found its true purpose because it teams beautifully with this shirt. And this is one of the cutest things I own, but again, an item that I don't really get enough wear out of. I think because it does have such a like boxy triangular shape, so it's kind of hard to know what to team with it. But this ended up being the perfect solution because it's small enough that it doesn't take away from any of the beautiful detailings like in the neckline and the sleeves. It's just so cute, and an extra bonus that I can actually wear this as it continues to warm up here, so I'm very happy. This one's kind of strange because it's like a current trend and a past trend at the same time, but anyway, remember the Tumblr era where everyone was wearing the button down skirts? I still think these are cute, and I wish I still had the black one. Actually, I used to work fashion retail at the time, that's where I got it, and we had to restock this all the time. It was so popular, but yeah, that one wouldn't fit me anymore. However, I do still have it in an orange version. This isn't what I'm going to be styling today because I do actually still get wear out of this. I think I even wore it in a video maybe earlier this year. This one, however, I literally have not worn since 2016. It is this denim maxi version, which obviously that's what I meant by a current trend. Denim maxi skirts have been everywhere for like, what, the last 2 years? But yeah, even then I just haven't felt compelled to style it, and I almost feel guilty because like I know it was a really nice skirt and I feel like a lot of people would love it, but because it is so that kind of boho style that was popular when I first thrifted it, I feel like I just have like some sort of like bad connotations with it. It was so popular in Australia for people to be like festival wear, 70s influence, and I so badly wanted to fit in and make friends that I really forced this upon myself, even though it 100% did not fit my personality. Like, I've never been to a festival. So yeah, even though I do dabble in a lot of different styles, I feel like boho isn't one that I really like to dip my toes in because it does remind me of that time, and I was so much happier once I like shed that costume, if you will, and realized, oh, I don't have to fake tan and I can talk about things like anime and K-pop. So yeah, this is actually a dress that I wanted to wear underneath, but as I was putting it on, I got stuck, but it's kind of a slay. My only issue is that it is still very much leaning boho, so let's see if I can look past that. Obviously, the key feature that distinguishes this skirt from other denim skirts that are trending at the moment is the button down feature, so I thought it would be best to actually utilize that. So I think it's a good idea to layer another skirt underneath. To me, it's giving more farm girl than boho, so we're all good in that sense, but on the other hand, it does make it feel perhaps a tad costumey. To be honest, I just don't think I have the brain power to try and come up with another look though, so take it or leave it. It's up to you. I feel like some of you might have a similar item because it was really popular like 2018, 2019 maybe. I remember Ashley from Best Dressed did like an entire video styling a gingham dress, which I think influenced a lot of people. And sometimes it's not that you don't like the item anymore. At least in my case, this one was that it just doesn't fit. Like the top half is okay, but my God, I don't know what is happening in the hips. But I still really like gingham, and I love the kind of longer length tunic sort of style shirts that you can layer over jeans or other skirts. So I decided to seam rip down the sides, add this pretty lace, and now it's almost like an apron adjacent sort of top. It looks like if I donated it to the op shops now, they wouldn't put it in the dress section, they'd save it and bring it out in like the Halloween costume section, but I think it has potential. I'm going to be keeping it pretty simple with this one because like I mentioned, I kind of already had a vision in mind. Off to a slightly rocky start because I think I will switch this out for a black skirt instead, just so the ribbon pops a bit more. But yeah, as you can see, it gives a cute sort of apron effect. I do feel like we need to balance it out. I don't know, I hate only having like shoestring straps, and I definitely want to add some red accents. Just kidding, I've changed my mind again. I actually think it looks better going for the more casual route with the jeans, and it's more similar to the specific photo I've had saved on Pinterest. It's still to this day one of my favorites, but I thought it could also look cool if we add the leather jacket as well. I think it's really cute, very wearable. The only part of the outfit I don't like is my hair, which we can't really do anything about that right now. I know it's long overdue for needing the roots done, something done to it. I've lost a lot of hair over the last couple of months, unfortunately, so it's super thin. No, I don't even want to talk about it, okay? Hopefully I work up the courage to go to the hairdresser soon. I love thrifting. A lot of my favorite items in my wardrobe I got from the op shop. However, I will admit, sometimes in the moment, you kind of gaslight yourself into thinking something is cute and has potential for an iconic outfit only to get it home and be like, what the hell was I thinking? That is actually just ugly. It's just ugly. So definitely guilty of collecting a few items that I never actually wear and will eventually end up back at those same op shops. However, I want to see if we can save these two. This definitely looks like a top candidate for like the wearing versus styling trend on TikTok, and specifically the sort of thing you would see, I think it's Arabella style in like 5 different incredible looks. So that's what we need to channel. I'm thinking of using the sleeves to pin behind my neck to create kind of like a halter top sort of thing. And I think we just need to go crazy with the pins in general just to give it a little bit more shape. So I didn't end up pinning them evenly because I thought it nicely complemented the asymmetry in the skirt. Obviously we just need a few more accessories. I really thought this top was just gonna have to go straight back in the donation pile, but I think we've turned out a look. Like this would be appropriate dinner date on Friday, right? I guess all those recent videos on how to wear your button up in different ways finally came in handy for me. This is ugly. I can admit that now. But at the time, I was thinking perhaps it could give a bit of like 90s Vivienne Westwood, you know what I mean? The answer is probably no because you're not crazy, but I also thought the colors kind of reminded me of like the Marc Jacobs Heaven Virgin Suicides midi skirt, which I absolutely love. This, however, is obviously a full-length maxi, which I feel like is just making it more formal and my brain doesn't know what to do with it. At first I'm like, oh, I'll do a corset, but I feel like that could go costumey really quickly. day. So I want to keep it kind of simple and chic and go with this off the shoulder long sleeve. Should I just leave it as is, or should I kind of do like a little gather on one side? Look, it's not bad, but I would also say it's not good. Perhaps on someone else this would actually really work, maybe with like a split back bun and some black sunglasses, but I can comfortably say I'm never gonna wear this again, which means unfortunately she's gonna have to go to the donate pile. So those were all the items I picked out to try and save today. Let me know if you think I should keep them or donate them, and if you want to see a full decluttering video. As those words come out of my mouth, I already regret it because that just sounds like an absolute nightmare to film. So maybe any other video suggestions as well. But yeah, thanks for watching and hopefully I see you really, really soon. Bye.